Hello student, welcome to Department of Zoology, Sri Mulika Devi Mahavidyalaya Nigoj, Taluka Parner, District Ahmednagar. In previous video lecture, we was discuss some important aspect regarding silkworm rearing. For example, methods used in rearing of silkworm. For example, self-rearing methods, in fruit rearing methods, and floor rearing methods. These all the three rearing methods are already discussed in previous lecture. Now today I will start the remaining parts of study of techniques of silkworm rearing. So let us start the remaining techniques used in silkworm rearing. In that first one, that is some important aspect are always kept in your mind during the silkworm rearing, that is growth of worms. The silkworm show high rate of growth. The growth by weight. Growth in the sense, which sense? In the sense of weight, and this weight or size is observed in silkworm is very fast and very high rate in their development. Between the hatching and final spinning of cocoon stage is up to, you can imagine, 10,000 times more. Means I was already told you during the hatching of eggs, you can just imagine. I will draw some diagram of young and earlier stage of larva. Just one. These are the not in proper size, but you can just this size, this red one size. I think. Okay, during the hatching time, if one single eggs will be hatched, that time you are getting this single dot, red color dot. You are getting this size silkworm. But after the completion of development, that is final stage of development, the silkworm have the ability to convert and to develop their body in tremendous size, that is up to 10,000 times more than origin or hatching time. Means the final growth or final, this is your hatching size, very minute in size. But after the fully development, your larva will be able to 3 to 4 centimeter in size. Means this single dot is converted as this much size. So you can imagine these are the very large size compared to so it will be called as 10,000 times more, which is achieved in a matter of 24 to 25 days. These are the final stage of your silkworm larva. I hope you understand what is the growth of silkworm. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? Now next point, this worm are healthy and they can produce cocoon up to 1.15 gram to 2 grams. These are the weight of cocoon, 1.50 to 2 gram in weight and above in weight. Which ones? These fully developed worms or fully healthy worms are able to produce 1.50 gram to more than 2 grams cocoon. The weight, the growth of worms mainly depend on amount of mulberry leaves ingested and digested. What is ingested means feeded or feed by silkworm larva, or next one digested. Whatever amount of the mulberry leaves feed by the silkworm larva, then they can digested inside their body. They can able to produce such amount of the cocoon. Cocoon, it is a silken cocoon. This silk is secreted by silk gland. Silk gland is mainly depend on these 2 points, that is amount of mulberry leaves and digested mulberry leaves. Whatever the food material, the simple and common statement about this, whatever food material feed by the silkworm, they can convert in the form of cocoon, silk cocoon, and the amount or weight of these silken cocoon is mainly depend on these two factors. I hope you are understand. The growth rate of silkworm varies with meteorological condition or environmental condition. You know, according to condition, suitable condition, favorable condition, your silkworm larva are produce such good quality of cocoons. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? ठीक है. Next one. Bed cleaning. You know, in the process of silkworm rearing, the cleaning is very essential or very important steps, because the silkworm is very sensitive to their environmental condition and hygienic condition, and it is very dedicated or easily infected by the any diseases. So cleaning is very important. Silkworm are fed with a large quantity of mulberry leaves within their eating capacity. I was already told you the silkworm larva is voracious feeder, so they can feed large number of mulberry leaves there compared to their eating capacity. Thus, the unconsumed leaves which are unfit for the food remain in the rearing tray. Means you can just imagine you are as a sericulturist, so you can continue provide the food material, but each and every food material not feed by the your silkworm larva, some unconsumed, some unfeeded mulberry leaves and mature debris material are always present in your rearing tray at the end of each feed. You know, the number of feed is depend on the age of the silkworm larva, so you can provide 3 times food material. Each time you are always observed some unconsumed leaves are present in your rearing tray, so it is necessary to clean each time whatever the unconsumed and unwanted food material present in your rearing tray. Beside this, excreta of worms from the thick beds. You know, if the eating capacity is very high of silkworm, that time they can produce such a large number of excreta, and this excreta is also present in your rearing tray. So unhygienic condition is present in your rearing tray. That time silkworm imagine this tray, this place is not good for our rearing or our life. So they are uncomfortable in rearing tree. So it is necessary to realize your bed, your rearing tray is always kept in clean. Out of this total weight of leaf taken as a food, 350, you can imagine 350 excreta, and only 250 is being assimilated by the silkworm larva. So you are easily understand what is whatever the amount of the mulberry leaves consumed by mulberry silkworm larva and wastage by the larva also. ठीक है, समझ में आ रहा है आपको what is the importance of cleaning? Because in here you know you do not give the any instruction to the your mulberry silkworm because they are animal, so it is your responsibility to keep a clean bed in your rearing tray. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट दैट इज स्पेसिंग. स्पेसिंग Spacing of worm in the beds play a vital role for the success of silkworm crop and improvement of cocoon quality. What is the spacing? To provide optimum space to the your larva. You know, you can just okay. I will try to make rearing tray here. Okay, these are the worms. Okay, are you watch this one? Okay, this one are worms. I'm not draw proper diagram, but if these are the actual space in earlier stage, that is first instar larva. During the first instar larva, you can imagine the total amount of larva is 50 in your rearing tree in earlier stage. But after the development of larva, and they will be converted into the your second instar larva, that time you can just imagine, I was already told you the growth rate is very fast. So within a few days, this larva, you can just imagine, this larva is 1 centimeter. So this larva become this size, these larva become this size, this larva become this size, this larva become this size, this larva become this size. So size is increasing, but the space is limited. So it is necessary to provide optimum space. Are you understand? To provide optimum space to the your larva, otherwise it is become a crowded space inside rearing tray. I hope you are understand what is the actual spacing. समझ में आ रहा है क्या आपको? So vital role is performed by your spacing capacity. ठीक आहे, लक्षात आलंय तुमच्या सर्वांच्या what is the importance of spacing? Next one, beside all the precaution taken while feeding of the worms by adequate leaves, crowded condition leads to undernourishment and even development of worms. You know, I was already give the information regarding the what is the spacing. You are always kept in mind, can provide optimum space to the your larva, because whatever this precaution, that is unhygienic condition, crowded condition, To avoid this all the condition, this condition is always affect to development of worms. Further, it favors the incident of disease and yield of inferior quality of cocoon. You know, if the crowded condition is present in your rearing train, so finally your cocoon quality or development of silkworm is not in well. To overspacing lead to leaf wastage. This will always happen because you are not able to clean properly. So wastage of leaf is always happen and higher leaf cocoon reaction. Then therefore optimum space based on the growth of different instar is necessary to get the good crop. That is the final statement about this one. If you want to the rear your larva in your rearing tray to give the proper space. समझ में आ रहा? Next one, that is molting. Molting molting is a seeding of skin as a worm enter into the nest instar. Molt their skin, their uh, body development. It is a part of development. So seeding of skin as a worm into the nest instar, molting takes place 18 to 24 hours, that is 1 day, and worms should not be fed during this period. Molting, it is actually resting condition of worms. So the sericulturist must have to able identify when the worms are getting into the mold and when the worms are come out from the molting condition. This is very important because if you are not able to identify this stage, you are continuously providing food material and they are not getting the molting stage. The sign of molting, it is very important. Swelling of head and worms are immovable. If the head will be larger in size compared to the normal condition, you can imagine the molting stage is start or worms are immovable. During this condition, during the molting, bed should be dry, means clean and dry. So it is necessary because worms are restless. They are take the they are entering into the next stage of their life. So this will be condition required for the during the molting. Signing getting out of the molds, out of the molds. कब ये बाहर पड़ेगा इसके बारे में आपको देखना पड़ेगा. The worms are active and move around during this condition. In molting condition they are immovable, and out of the molting they are active and move around. This is the main sign. The mouth parts is again bordered, whatever the mouth parts is broader and large in size. The body is dull with loosey skin. The skin of body is loose होती है इसमें. ठीक है. Once the worm come out from the mold, spread them out evenly to enhance dryness in the bed and increase the bed space to match with their increasing body size. This matter is already discussed with you in this point. You know, according to shape and size and development their age of silkworm, it is a necessary, it is very compulsory to provide the space. Feed the worms when all them they are come out the molds. Again you can start the feeding, that is provide the mulberry leaves out of the mold, because you get the 100% result and good result from your industry or rearing practices. Next one, that is mounting. These are the totally different with molting. Transforming the mature, that is fifth instar larvae to mountage is called as mounting. समझ में आ रहा? Molting and mounting, it is totally different. In here the fifth instar larva is transfer into the mountage, that is called as mounting towards the final larval instar. The silkworm stop the feeding. Now here you can again read this carefully. The silkworm stop the feeding and get ready to build up the cocoon. If your mounting is start, that is your cocoon building, that is spinning of cocoon will be start. In simple statement, that is spinning of cocoon will be start prior to transforming itself into pupa inside the cocoon. These are the mounting stage. Now next point, that is type of mounting. I think this is the last point of today's lecture. Types of mounting. Net method. Using the net, a net is placed after the feeding the silkworm. Mature worms are crawl onto the net while other feeds. The net is taken along with the worms for the mounting. You can just spread the net, and then you can, after the spreading or placing the net, your matured worms crawl on the particular net while the others feedings. Means if in mature stage, because you are not able to count their age, so whatever the immature larva is present in your rearing tray, you can just separate out, and whatever the mature larva will be transforming into the your net for the mounting. I hope you are understand what is the mounting. It is a transforming from the mountage. You know, mountage using the for the during the spinning the cocoon. समझ में आ रहा? Branch method, it is similar to net method, where only mulberry root are used. By using this method, you can also perform the mounting. You can spread the use the mulberry root or mulberry big branches when the worms crawl onto the root and are mounted. That is they are use these root or big branches, they can start the mounting. Next one, that is self-mounting. First, mature worms are picked up by using the hand. Then a self-mountage frame is hanged very near to the silkworm bed. You can just imagine, if you can using your hand, just pick up mature worms and transfer or place the self-mounting frame. Then, you know, after the observing this activity, what not observing, they they can follow this activity by self spontaneous methods. So it is called as self mounting. But it is necessary to hang or attach to feet very close to the silkworm bed, that is self mountage. You can just kept near the self mountage. Mature ones scroll onto the mountage frame, which is later lifted up by the hang. It is reduce the labor cost. This activity is very good for to reduce the labor cost. You can just fit your mountage or self mountage frame near the rearing tray, and using this method you are easily mounting the all the matured worms in your rearing tray. I hope you are understand all the points of today's lecture. If you have any difficulty, any problem, any question regarding today's lecture, you can ask me in comment box. I will give the all the answers of your question. Thank you very much to all of you.